This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Richard, one of the things that Anthony Black said yesterday on ESPN, we appreciate you waking up early with us as always, is that Arkansas and Eric Musselman held up their end of the deal. When a player like that, who's projected to be drafted lottery, speaks to his, I don't know if you want to call it alma mater or not, but what does that signal to recruits out there that are making college basketball decisions in the coming years?
Well, I promise you, Coach Musselman and the staff will send that clip to just about every recruit that they pursue. And I mean, that's strong language. I mean, that's exactly what you want to hear from a young man from your program. I mean, that's the biggest endorsement you can possibly have. I know, talking to his mom, she felt the same way. He feels the same way. I mean, in the future, kids and parents, I know that his mom did it, reached out to other parents and talked to them about their experience with Coach Musselman and the staff. People will do the same with her and reach out to her, and it'll be a glowing response and endorsement of the program.
I know you haven't gotten a chance to speak with us just yet about Tremont Mark, and then we also got Khalif Battle, who announced his commitment to Arkansas. So now 3 transfers with the addition of Keon Minifield. What have you learned about Battle and Mark the last couple of days, Richard?
They're basically what you're, what Coach Muss and them are looking for, as far as adding to where they were kind of lacking maybe last year, as far as scoring, shooting, and playmaking ability. Maybe that I think that's the thing that kind of caught my attention, is just that their strengths are what Arkansas was lacking last year, and I think that's obviously that's what you do as a head coach. You try to address your weaknesses and try to improve your team, and I think with all 3 additions, they've done that.
Yeah. We're talking about getting on the radar, and what Anthony Black's words yesterday mean, and we're talking about just Arkansas kind of getting itself out of the pile. I'm of the belief they're kind of already there in the basketball circles. What's your opinion or thought that, does Arkansas need the exposure and need to get discovered by these top prospect kids, or has that work already been done?
I think the work has been done. I mean, obviously, Arkansas, until Musselman got here, I mean, they were a respectable program, but now they've gone up a couple of notches, and definitely in the best shape. The program's in the best shape since Nolan Richardson, but still yet, at the same time, most of these kids growing up, they saw a mediocre, I won't say mediocre, but a good program, but not a great program. So the last few years, they've seen a program go obviously to the Elite 8 back-to-back and Sweet 16 and run at a high level. That obviously helps, and I think that it's obvious they see a program that obviously is going in the right direction, winning at a high level, but at the same time, you want to take that next step too and hit the Final Four or maybe win a national championship, and obviously that's what Coach Musselman and his staff's trying to do.
Mediocre may have been right, but I think probably the nicer way to say it is Arkansas's back to playing to their tradition and their heritage and the foundation that Nolan Richardson built. I think that's probably the way we'd like it to be framed. And, as you look through the portal and you see what's going on, kind of what's the 10,000-foot view here is you not just look at Arkansas and focus on the 3 transfer portals they've gotten. What are you seeing nationally, and who are some other headlines out of the portal that have caught your attention?
I'll just be completely blunt. I've only been focused on Arkansas. I've seen some names and some of the kids that have gone elsewhere, but with football and basketball, I got my hands full and really haven't focused on too much. As I just saw that Arkansas is number one as far as on3.com, as far as the transfer class, and I think Nebraska's number 2, and then Houston's number 3 or something like that. But other than that, I really haven't been able to pay too much attention. I'm not going to lie to you, to other schools.
Got you.
Some of the notable ones still out there. Hunter Dickinson has not announced his decision. Max Abness, Harrison Ingram, who Arkansas recruited, is another one. Caleb Love out of North Carolina picked Michigan. Khalil Ware picked Indiana. That's the Arkansas connection. But again, as Richard just said, you are very, very high with transfers right now, with On3 having you at the top of the list. We're talking recruiting with Richard Davenport, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, and Whole Hog Sports. Let's talk football, Richard. Tank Booker. Now, if I haven't heard of a D-tackle name, that's one right there. Transfer from Maryland, announced his commitment yesterday. What can you tell us about Mr. Booker, who solidifies a position that Arkansas really needs to keep on bringing in guys?
There's not a better name for a defensive tackle than Tank, is there? There can't be. 6'4", 320 pounds. It's exactly what you're looking for to plug that middle. And that was a big pickup to continue to add to the depth of the defensive line. And obviously, he'll be coming in this summer, and he'll work out, and he'll be ready to go in fall camp. But he visited Ohio State, he visited Texas A&M, visited South Carolina, he visited Purdue, and he chose to be a Razorback. So you got to give Coach Deke Adams a ton of credit, along with Coach Pittman. I mean, they sealed the deal, and that's what you're looking for in the middle, and that's what you need in the SEC, and they got him.
Saturday's a big day, and I know everyone thinks about the spring game, but the portal officially opens this. Then, Richard, my question is, how much time is Sam Pittman, basically when he wakes up, going to start spending on transfers? And then will we see any guys outside of just the high school ranks that are actually in attendance for this game on Saturday, or this scrimmage?
That's a good question. I checked as of last week, and it didn't appear that they were going to have any official visitors, but I'll be check. I didn't have time yesterday to check. I usually check on Wednesday or Thursday to see about official visitors, and that's what I'll do today. But obviously they'll be having a lot of high school kids coming in Friday and Saturday for the game, and Fletcher Westfall, a 4-star offensive lineman from Virginia, will be coming in. He's visited 2 other times, and he's been visiting a ton of schools. But to get him back on campus is big. I think he's got Arkansas in his top 10, so you want to make that next cut of top 5 and get an official visit. But and then you got Jaden Allen, a 4-star cornerback from Aledo, Texas. He'll be coming in for the second time. He's a guy that's very high on the staff, and Coach Wilson, the secondary coach, but there'll be a good number of kids there. One thing that will kind of maybe hurt them a little bit is several other schools are having spring games on Saturday too. So that kind of dilutes the number of prospects can kind of come and see you.
Yeah, one of the positives in you're always looking as a university to put your best foot forward, obviously, and you pick big weekends where you got a big basketball game, but you got a big baseball series on campus, and I know they always want to show off the fan base, the atmosphere, the support of the fans. I think this would be a great weekend for whoever does decide to come to really see what it's all about.
Oh, absolutely. All you got to do is take them to that baseball game, and with Arkansas playing Tennessee, and they'll see the fans fired up, and that'll definitely help. Obviously, a good turnout for the spring game will be a big deal, but seeing the atmosphere of the Arkansas-Tennessee game, I think it would be huge for a lot of those guys, and I'm sure they're going to be encouraging. The staff would be encouraging kids to attend that game.
Yeah, and I asked you this a couple of weeks ago. Now we're a couple of weeks down the visitors, and what's the feedback you're getting from players and their parents and their coaches about the new members of the staff, particularly on the defensive side, where they they seem to be hitting on a lot of the cylinders right now in the recruiting. What's the feedback you're hearing about the interaction with the new coaching staff at Arkansas, or the new members of the coaching staff?
Yeah, big time. I'll be honest with you. I'm not easily impressed because when kids usually always talk well of the coaches that are recruiting them. And I don't know if you read what Xavier Atkins said. I had him in Sunday's column. He's a linebacker 4-star from Texas who visited Arkansas again last Saturday. And his words about Travis Williams, the defensive coordinator, he's being raised by a single mom, but what he said about Travis so far as being a father figure and encouraging him to talking to him about what being a man is all about. And I mean, I'm not trying to. I don't come on here and usually plug what I try to what I've written or anything like that. But if you haven't read Xavier Atkins' comments about Travis Williams, it's powerful. It caught my attention probably as much as any quotes from any kid about any coach that I've talked to through the years. I mean, his relationship with Coach Williams is extremely strong, and it's based a lot of it just on how he is kind of like like a father figure to him. And being a guy that was raised by a single mom, some of the things that he said, it touched me. And then Coach Woodson and Coach Wilson, both of them, the kids just absolutely gravitate towards him. Tylen Singleton, a 4-star safety from Louisiana, also visited last Saturday, and he was just bragging on Coach Wilson and Coach Woodson, and Wilson and Woodson saying how much he and his family just love being around him, and stuff like that. That's what you want to hear. You want to make it tough on kids to say no, and I think with these new additions, these coaches are definitely going to make it tough for kids to say no to them.
Richard, last thing here this morning. I was reading the ESPN top 10 quarterbacks list, and I noticed that at least 6 of the 10 were transfers. We've talked about how pivotal transfers are going to be on the college basketball side of things in addition to football, but do you anticipate Arkansas getting a transfer quarterback each year from here on out based on the sports seem to be shifted in that direction?
I think it will depend on how the guys on campus are looking and how they're doing and how they're progressing. I don't think you ever rule it out if you think that you're maybe kind of lacking at that position and you don't have total confidence and one or two of those guys as being the guy that you need to step up. Yeah, I could see that, but at the same time, I think it all depends on what you got on campus and how confident you are about those guys and their futures. But I see what you're saying, and I think that's a possibility. But I tell you what, I think that this quarterback room right now is probably one of the better ones Arkansas has had in quite some time. I really believe that. Then you got the commitment from KJ Jackson. I think the future's bright there. Now, obviously, if they don't continue to progress. And I'm not talking about KJ Jefferson. I'm talking about the guys that are, behind him. If they don't continue to progress and Coach Enos, Coach Pittman don't have total confidence in them going forward, yeah, I can see them definitely hitting the portal.
Get analysis of every play, prop, and point at BetOnline. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to sign up and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Be sure to use our promo code BELIEVE to receive your bonus. That's BLEAV. BetOnline.ag, where the game starts.